I declare the congregation open. Please take your seats. Distinguished guests, graduates, family and friends, a very warm welcome to you all. As Chancellor, it is a great privilege to be sharing this special day of graduation with you. First of all, I'd like to express a word of thanks to our musicians who were playing an anthem as we came in, which was commissioned on our behalf by our partners, the Bournemouth Symphony Orchestra. Thank you very much. Graduation is an incredibly important event in your life, one which I hope you will never forget. And you've worked very hard to get here, hard to get into the University of Exeter, which is not easy, and hard to get your degrees. There are very few moments in your life when you can publicly celebrate your achievements with those who are closest to you. Enjoy today, you deserve it. Graduation is also a chance for the university to celebrate and reflect upon our history and values. Values that connect us not just to today, but forever, through the contribution you have made during your time studying and researching with us. Exeter has thrived over the last 6 decades to become one of the very best universities in the world, indeed in the top 1% of the world's universities. And now, for many of you, this will be the beginning of the next chapter of your lives. We will watch with pride as you grow into the academic and professional leaders of the future. You are well on the way. And we hope that the values of the university will be guiding principles as you progress through your lives and your careers. We know that you will strive to reach the highest standards professionally and to be good citizens. So graduates, we're very, very proud of you. I hope that you will look back at your years at Exeter as some of the happiest and most fulfilling of the times of your life. So please enjoy today's ceremony. I look forward to meeting you individually as I confer your degrees upon you. I now call upon the Vice-Chancellor of the University, Sir Steve Smith.
Thank you, Chancellor, and good afternoon, everyone. A warm welcome to you all, and particularly may I extend a special welcome to our graduands today. Today is your day, a chance for you to celebrate everything you've achieved during your time at this distinguished university. But of course, it's not only a rite of passage for you, it's also an important occasion for your families and loved ones. Because although the focus of the ceremony is you, our graduands, we're also here to celebrate all those who've encouraged and supported you. And we appreciate that some of you in the audience have made great sacrifices to support our graduands during their studies. So perhaps I could ask our graduands to join me in offering our collective heartfelt thanks to family and friends. Graduation is also about celebrating each graduande's contribution to Exeter's academic community. Each of you has written your own chapter in Exeter's history, and you should be very proud. We are certainly very proud of you. For some of you, today is the beginning of a new relationship with your university as you join the worldwide community of over 120,000 alumni with whom we're still in touch. Our alumni are here to help you as you begin and then progress in your career. They have, quite literally, been here and done it. So please make use of their expertise and their networks. They want to help, and it would be really pleased for them to hear from you. Over 1,000 alumni last year volunteered more than 11,000 hours to support Exeter students. For those of you returning for postgraduate degrees, we look forward to welcoming you back in the autumn. There's no doubt that Exeter graduates go on to do incredible things, and so will you. Our graduates pursue careers all over the world, and an Exeter degree is your passport to success in whatever walk of life you choose. Our graduates make a positive impact on the world around them, professionally and within wider society. I hope that your time and achievements here will be something that will stay with you throughout your life. We will work hard to make sure that your university remains successful and that we continue to make you proud of us. The University of Exeter is a forever institution and is an anchor institution. And we hope that your connection with us will be lifelong. It's a forever institution because the great universities will be here when the current pressures and challenges are long gone. Exeter is one of the world's finest universities, and Exeter research and scholarship are transforming lives and societies around the world as well as here in the south of England. The university owes its origin to a group of people who raised funds to create a place of learning in Devon and Cornwall whose aim was to provide for the children of Devon and Cornwall, and I quote, as good a chance in life as children elsewhere in England. We never forget that aim. Today, we are a world-class university, firmly and proudly anchored in our region, working with our partners for the betterment of lives locally, nationally, and internationally. We care deeply about our community impact and contribution. The university contributes more than £1.1 billion into the economy each year and generates almost 11,000 jobs in the southwest. Last year, the city of Exeter created more jobs in technology than Cambridge. Over the last year, we've also made a global impact through our research on global health, food and water security, climate change, global conflicts and terrorism. I could go on. Issues that are not only important for the university, but for the world as a whole. We're very proud that one of our research teams, led by Professor Tamara Galloway, won the prestigious Guardian University Award for Research Impact this year for their work on the devastating impact that microplastic pollution can have on the health of humans and wildlife. We also received the largest philanthropic gift in the university's history to our medical school, a £10 million donation from the Dennis and Murray Gillings Foundation for the Murray Gillings Neuroimaging Centre, a new facility which will double the number of world trials in Alzheimer's research and thus will affect the lives of many. I'm also absolutely delighted to say today that we're celebrating the first graduating doctors of the University of Exeter Medical School. And it's a great personal and professional pleasure that we're joined today by a number of distinguished guests, including but not limited to Professor Wendy Reid from Health Education England, and of course, the legendary first Dean of the Exeter Medical School, Steve Thornton, sitting there in the front. This year, our biomedical and health sciences have been ranked in the global top 30 in the Leiden World Research Rankings for the quality of their research. And in recognition of the high-quality training that Exeter Medical School provides, we've just been awarded a total of 88 places a year for new medical students, more than any other existing English university medical school. We will do our very best to repay that trust, to produce the kind of doctors that the NHS of the future will need, and we wish our doctors the very best of success throughout their foundation years and beyond. This year, we also launched our new Academy of Nursing, which, alongside medical imaging, medical sciences, and genomic medicine, creates a vibrant set of medicine and health programs of which the university is very proud, working, of course, closely with our colleagues and friends in the NHS in Exeter, in Devon, and in Cornwall. This is also the third year that we've graduated students within natural sciences, as well as pursuing a range of different careers, including in the financial industry, civil service, teaching and professional sport. Many of our natural science students are going on to study for PhDs. From next year, our graduates will be undertaking PhDs across maths and the sciences, from theoretical physics to water engineering, from computer science to biophysics, from synthetic biology to the mathematics of climate change, and from astrophysics to ecology. This is both testament to the novel interdisciplinary approach we've taken with this new and exciting program, reflecting the dynamic nature of modern scientific research, but also, of course, to the ability of our students to thrive as they help to break down boundaries between traditional subjects. Turning back briefly to the university generally, just a few weeks ago, we found out that the university had once again been awarded a Gold Award for the quality of our teaching, only one of 10 Russell Group universities to have received this accolade. We constantly strive to put our students at the heart of everything we do, creating their education with us in partnership. And we are very proud of our relationship with the Students' Guild and with the Athletic Union, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank them for providing all students with wonderful support, wonderful social and sporting opportunities, and an all-round fantastic university experience. Now, when Exeter was founded back in 1955, we welcomed exactly 454 students onto the first year. Later this year, around 5,000 new first years will be joining us. Today, Exeter is a destination of choice for many of the world's brightest young people from over 140 countries. More than 2/3 of our applicants last year with A-levels were predicted to get 3 A's or better. And I must be honest with you and say that many of us on this stage, certainly myself included, may not quite have got the grades required to get a place at Exeter today. But whilst much has changed over the decades, Exeter's reputation as a creator of graduates of distinction and world-class education and research has remained the same. Graduates like you transform the world for all of us, and I know that you will make us as proud of you tomorrow as we are today. My final message is simply this: well done. Thank you for choosing the University of Exeter. Please never underestimate the transformative power of education. I passionately believe that education opens the door to a more successful and fulfilling life, as I truly hope it will do for you all. Please stay in touch, because together we make this university one of the best in the world. To repeat, we are a forever institution, firmly and proudly located in our region, and we want you to be part of our community forever. But most of all, enjoy the day, your day, because you deserve all our sincere congratulations. Thank you.
I now call upon Professor Jeff Nash to present the first cohort of candidates for awards.
Chancellor, by the authority of Senate, I present to you the following who have been deemed worthy to receive degrees of the university. In the College of Engineering, Mathematics and Physical Sciences, for the degree of Master in Science in Natural Sciences, Hannah Rita Barnard. Alice Louise Jane Carr. Aaron Samuel Cooper Davis. Jennifer Maria Haskell. Lucy Georgia Hawkett. Rebecca Heath. Jessica Brooke Hobson. Kamata Isle. Anna Caris Jones. Simon Lance. Joshua Edward Marsh. Lucy Oram. Callum Heath Penrose. John Campbell Puddy. Hannah Elizabeth Sheridan. Annie Mae Shuttleworth. Eleanor Faye Sloman. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Natural Sciences, Jennifer Hannah Bunsell. Lucia Mary Calverley. Keenan D'Souza. Patrick Dakin. Bethany Rose Denner. Samuel Gasson. Georgia Catherine Gowing. Daniel Patrick Geimer. Karma Margaret Hawkes. Lucy Emily King. Benedict May. Jed Mills. Stephanie O'Neill. Jacqueline Elizabeth Pitts. Tara Scott. Simon Alexander Waitland. Daphne Youssef. Kinga Anna Zielinska.
I now call upon Professor Angela Shaw to present the next cohort of candidates for awards.
Chancellor, by the authority of Senate, I present to you the following who have been deemed worthy to receive degrees of the University. In the Exeter Medical School, for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Medical Studies, Kirsty Holly Bowman. Daniel Chapman. Matthew Johnson. Miles J. Anthony Linton. Thomas Riddler. Abubakar Sadiq Sani. Adam Robert Smith. Hannah Smithers. Holly Victoria Rose Sugg. Darren Walsh. For the degree of Master of Philosophy in Medical Studies, Julie Melanie Vlacki Walker.
I now call upon Dr. Russ O'Brien to present the next cohort of candidates for awards.
Chancellor, by the authority of Senate, I present to you the following who've been deemed worthy to receive degrees of the University. In Exeter Medical School, for the degree of Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, Sanya Abid. Walid Ahmed. Husam Edin Ali. Jordan Andrews. Benjamin Bartlett. Alexandra Michelle Bennett. Jennifer Ann Bostock. Krista Ching Yen Jane Brew. Sarah Louise Camp. Holly Sarah Campbell. Melissa Capraro. Rachel Rose Carey. James Kahn. James Arthur Edward Castello. Gaspar Andre Marian Chmielewski. Natalie Hannah Crossley. Pravina Krishnamurthy Dekonda. Rosie Elizabeth Dent. Carissa Sarah Devlin. Seren Isabel Dupont. Orla Joanne Fitzpatrick. Ivana Catherine Fleming. Andrew James Gorkroger. Zishan Ghani. Robert James Charles Gibson. Lauren Gilmore. Guy Richard Grain. Sorry. Hugh William Snowden Greenish. Kira Louise Greer. Lydia Esme May Griffiths. Sanamjit Grover. Zerelda Claire Hamilton. Chi Yi Hu. Theodore Howard. Aman Hussain. Sultan Hussain. Justina Ugonna Ifanaya Igwe. Ellen Kearney. Zora Atiya Khan. Tito Lacey. Kelsey Lennox. Ravin Lidar. Alistair Moore Littlewood. Alexander David Mabin. Aman Maida. Ashverni Mahedran. James Llewellyn Vaudry Marshman. Alexander David Robert Mayer. Caitlin MacDonald. Fabia Fazana Sharmin Mir. Gautam Mohan. Hina Rajan Majaria. Patrick James Mytham. Yashna Rajiv Nadkarni. Aniela Nico. Faye Norman. Victor Ogbo. Michael Christopher Olivia. Ibrahim Feroz Patel. Pavan Patel. Amelia Jane Pierce. Benjamin Can Pearson. Samuel Anthony Pearson. Sophie Faye Pinion. Fahad Riaz. Ingrid Romero de Jager. Angad Singh Ryat. Vishnavi Satish. Olivia Sharples. Maximilian Eric Smith. Kira Lily Teresa Soanes. Arif Suleiman. Savin Taylor. Isabel Susan Terrell. Luke Daniel Tester. Kerry Alice Thorne. Thomas Tozer. Claire Trahan. Nira Fias. Olivia Ware. Emma Rhiannon Williams. Reese Connor Williams. Reese Daniel Roy Williams. Andrew Kaho Wong. Joseph Reese Yates. And Frank Yong Wen Yao.
I now call upon the public orator, Professor Janice Kay, to present the first honorary graduand.
Professor Sir John Savile, FRS, F Med Sci. Sir John Savile is the Regius Chair of Medical Science at the University of Edinburgh, a position awarded by the Queen in 2017 in recognition of his international reputation and outstanding contribution to medical research. Sir John's reputation as one of the UK's leading scientists and doctors is without parallel. He is Fellow of the Royal Society, Fellow of the Royal Society of Edinburgh, and Fellow of the Academy of Medical Sciences. He is former Chief Scientist for the Scottish Government Health Directorates and was knighted in the 2008 New Year's Honours List for services to clinical science. Sir John's research focuses on the molecular cell biology of kidney inflammation. And to give you a tangible example of just how good he is, here's a simple statistic. The H-index is used throughout the scientific world as a measure of productivity and impact of academic publications. Its creator says that after 20 years of research, an H-index of 20 is good, 40 is outstanding, and 60 is truly exceptional. Sir John has an H-index of 64, a truly exceptional clinical scientist then. But Sir John has been a hugely influential figure in promoting and stewarding research excellence in the UK. Prominent has been his role as Chief Executive of the Medical Research Council, a position he held until March this year. The MRC is a government body responsible for funding research in medical sciences. Sir John led the Council through 3 comprehensive spending reviews, all of which resulted in its budget being either maintained or growing. This has ensured that the UK has remained globally competitive in medical research, enabling it also to be in a position to be able to respond rapidly and effectively to some of the major health crises of recent years, such as Ebola, Zika, and antimicrobial resistance. As Chief Executive of the MRC, Sir John ensured the roll-through of medical research to industry through programmes like the Stratified Medicine Initiative, which is driving industrial partnerships with over 50 companies, and the spectacular Biomedical Catalyst, a collaboration with Innovate UK that has supported over 200 companies and raised over £1 billion of private equity. And in an outstanding act of foresight, Sir John contributed to the formation of the £650 million Francis Crick Institute, the most innovative biomedical discovery institution of its generation, a collaboration between the MRC, the Wellcome Trust, Cancer Research UK, Imperial College, King's College, and University College London. The Crick is the biggest research facility under a single roof in Europe, designed to understand disease development better, finding new ways to prevent, diagnose, and treat our biggest killers: cancer, heart disease, stroke, infection, and neurodegenerative diseases. Exeter's new Living Systems Institute is modelled on its distinctive ethos and multidisciplinary approach. If that wasn't impressive enough, Sir John also oversaw the formation of Health Data Research UK, an institute that's using data analytics and informatics to understand longitudinal NHS data from around 65 million UK citizens for faster development of new treatments. And through his vision and drive, the MRC, Alzheimer's Research UK, and the Alzheimer's Society founded the UK Dementia Research Institute, designed to investigate the early stages of dementias and how these diseases develop. Sir John also led the Academy of Medical Sciences report on ways to increase the numbers of doctors who do medical research. This highly influential report paved the way for the creation of a new career structure and new posts which allowed junior doctors to combine research and clinical training. We sincerely hope that some of you graduating today will take the exciting opportunities offered by these clinical academic careers. One of the most remarkable things about Sir John is not only what he has done, but how he has done it. People who know him enthuse about how approachable he is, almost always open to new ideas, and always looking to find the best solution for all concerned. Highly principled, he takes brave decisions when necessary and wears his considerable achievements lightly. He's dedicated his working life to the advancement of medical sciences. Medical research in the UK, and indeed all of us in this great hall, have brighter futures today, in part thanks to him. Chancellor, it is my honour to present Professor Sir John Savile for the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
Sir John, it's my honour to award you the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa. Congratulations.
I now invite our honorary graduate, Professor Sir John Savile, to address the congregation.
Thanks for the applause. You haven't heard me speak yet. Isn't it great to be in Exeter today? And I'd like to start by thanking the university for putting on the most wonderful medieval show with floppy hats and so on. So I think all of us visiting today really should give the university a round of applause. Now, Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, colleagues, honoured guests, Sir Simon, graduates, graduands, I'm doubly honoured to be receiving a degree today. The first honour relates to the fact that nearly all the graduates in this room have given blood, sweat, tears and toil to achieve what they've done. What I've given has been almost nothing because I didn't do a stroke of work, and yet I am receiving a degree on the same day. So I really think that we should congratulate all those graduates for all the immense hard work that they've done over the last few years. So well done, all of you. Now, the second way I've been honoured relates to the fact that I've lived in Scotland 20 years, which is long enough to come to appreciate that peculiarly Caledonian virtue of thrift. So, Vice-Chancellor, I'm absolutely thrilled to be receiving a degree from the University of Exeter without paying a fee. Now, I hope I might be forgiven for finishing my speech by talking mainly to the medics graduating today, because I know it's a very special day for Exeter medicine, and it put me in mind of when I received my first degree on the medical pathway almost exactly 40 years ago. And an awful lot has changed in those 40 years. 40 years ago, less than 30% of children survived leukemia. Now nearly 90% do so. 40 years ago, the proportion of patients surviving cancer more generally was 1/2 of what it is now. It's doubled over the last 40 years, and life expectancy has increased by 15 years. And all these advances and more have occurred because they are the fruits of medical research. So I'd like to underline what Professor Kay said. I hope some of you, inspired by your teachers on the podium here, will become research-led clinicians in the future, working and teaching in universities and practicing in the NHS. But I know many of you will end up working in the NHS, either in hospitals or in primary care, and I'd encourage you very strongly to take advantage of opportunities that are unique in the world to remain active while you're an NHS clinician, active in research. So please take those opportunities if they present themselves. And finally, I think every medical graduate in the 21st century in this connected age owes it to their patients to remain aware of research in their field so that they are able to practice evidence-based medicine. So to conclude, what I hope is that in 40 years' time, the medical graduates in this room will look back and realize that they've been research-led, or they've been research active, or they've been research aware, because if they have been, then the world will be a still healthier, happier, and more prosperous place. Chancellor, thank you very much.
I now call upon Professor Reza Zamani to present the next cohort of candidates for awards.
Chancellor, by the authority of science, I present to you the following who have been deemed worthy to receive the degree of the university. In the Exeter Medical School, for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Medical Sciences, Ernestine Nadu Agu. Jessica Beck. Gareth Bainham. James Henry Bill. George William Brett. Caris Brink. Alexander David William Butt. Khalid Ali Muhammad Ahmad Bukshama. Nathan Carter. Ria Daniel Christopher Grant. Sebastian Clarkson. Brian Ferdinand. Danielle Fennell. Gemma Garrett. Miranda Giddens. James Gould. Beth Shalom Hilditch. Bradley Hosking. Fionn Medi Jones. Eleanor Keane. Taylor Lawrence. Sung Lee. Soo Jeong Lee. Daisy Lewis. Olivia Catherine Lewis. Lynn Elizabeth Lee Hagen. Jasmine Mata. Paige Rosina McGill. Harrison Brian Sykes Miles. Jamaica Angelica Obi. Sonia Papadaki. Marcus Alexander Paus. Yo Kiao. Muhammad Zishan Rahman. Shiron Rajendra. Freya Robinson. Tay Gabriel Rocket. Jake Rogan. Simran Saraf. Dion Danaya Tobia Sikuka. Nina Isabel Smaller. George Stewart. Thomas Taylor. Olivia Rose Thompson. Eleanor Tigut. Gayatri Vaikunda Vasan. Brenda Caroline Vacans Koropsis. Stuart Walding. Naomi Elaine Wall. Harriet Georgina Wilson. Laura Winters. Amber Youssef. In Medical Sciences and Human Genomics, Nicholas Raro. Rebecca Louise Claudia Stanfield. Heather Jasmine Turner. Hu Jinggo. Medical Sciences, Neuroscience, Eliezer Alexander. Simon Orika Yanda. Elizabeth Allison Basson. Annabelle Mayhall. Magdalena Kowalska. Rachel Rulis. Maithili Mamidi. Samuel McCormick. James Tobias Mora. Robbie Moir. Catherine Napper. Matthew John Wallet. Edward James Wigmore. Medical Sciences, Pharmacology and Therapeutics, Jade Natasha Langdon. Rory Wilkinson. Medical Sciences with Professional Training Year, Olivia Grace Agram. Iris William Alexiadis. Lizette and Nayo. William Peter Casasola. Leah Crabtree. Jade Charlotte Crockrow. Lorraine Catherine Davis. Amy Dowse. Evelyn Mary Fitzsimmons. James Edward Cudham. Cheyenne Vivian Gibson. Emily Victoria Goodman. Emma Claire Cardiker. Robert Harkness. Jennifer Hain. Jennifer Heumann Williamson. Sarah Kate Lowry. Bryony McCord. Hannah Marison. Hannah Nichols. Sai Kritika Ramesh. Theatra Kumari Rana. Rachel Adele Sutland. Yi Poon Tag. Catherine Teenan. Jack Alexander Tandicliffe. Zoe Underwood. Thomas Larry Weisanes. Georgina Westwood. Benjamin Timothy Wilkinson. In medical sciences with professional training year, neuroscience, Adam Harris. For the degree of Master of Science in Genomic Medicine, Claire Bishop. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Integrated Medical Humanities, Alice Smith. In Medical Humanities with Ethics, Sophie Godram.
I now call upon Dr. Karen Knapp to present the final cohort of candidates for awards.
Chancellor, by the authority of Senate, I present to you the following who have been deemed worthy to receive degrees of the University. In the Exeter Medical School, for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Medical Imaging, Diagnostic Radiography, Emma Kirsty Emma Louise Alford. Honorary Eleanor Orr. Adam Craig Banks. Laura Besant. Aaron Box. Nicoletta Krukiak. Sean Curran. Rachel Dark. Richard DeVille. Alexander Lawrence Ford. Jennifer Christine Gillam. Brian E. Gillingham. Jade Grant. Katie Louise Grant. Rebecca Sarah Green. Bethan Louise Guest. Findley Hooker. Charlotte Rebecca Hughes. Samuel John Huntley. Nisbeki Iobi. Gloria Inesu Kalongo. Anna May Kingwell. Ryan Knight. Camille Aeneas Langley. Eleanor Lucas. Lily Storm Marshall. Jessamine Rose Middlebrook. Paul Miles.
Salimed Mohammed Braham. Luke Old. Zoe Packham Smith. Kathleen Parker. Kimberly Patch. Daniel Pearce. Melissa Margaret Praser. Jordan Rowland. Phoebe Alice Sage. Nav Sahib. Joshua Ellis Self. Justine Soper. Georgina Stockton. Alexandria Iron Turb. Elizabeth Jane Wayshak. Emma Sterling Ray.
As public orator, I will present the second honorary graduate, Professor Sir Simon Charles Wesley. Professor Sir Simon is a world-renowned psychiatrist who has spent his whole career arguing that mental and physical health are inseparable and fighting for equal prominence of both conditions. He was inspired to work in psychiatry for a number of reasons. Like many others, Simon was influenced by the late, great Anthony Clare and his inspiring research. He believes psychiatry is some of the biggest challenges in medicine, and its outward-looking nature allows regular public discussion and engagement. He is currently Professor of Psychological Medicine at the Institute of Psychiatry, Psychology and Neuroscience at King's College London, and is also a consultant psychiatrist. Simon was born and brought up in Sheffield. His mother was a musician and his father a teacher who escaped the Nazis on the last children's transport out of Prague. After school, he attended Trinity Hall, Cambridge, to read medicine and history of art, and then went on to Oxford University Medical School to finish his medical training. In 1981, he moved to Newcastle, where he passed his medical membership, but having already decided that he wanted to be a psychiatrist, he returned to London 3 years later and started training at the Maudsley Hospital, a place he still works today. It was during these early years at the Maudsley where Simon decided that he wanted to pursue an academic career. His very first paper was called Dementia and Mrs Thatcher, a completely non-controversial title. A study into memory recall in dementia patients that allowed Simon and his fellow researchers to deduce that Margaret Thatcher reaches parts of the brain that other prime ministers could not reach. Unfortunately, the reasons for this remain unclear to the present day. Since then, Simon has more than 750 original publications, the majority with an emphasis on the boundaries of medicine and psychiatry, unexplained symptoms and syndromes, and population reactions to adversity. In the late 1980s, Simon began his research into chronic fatigue syndrome. At that time, little was known about the condition the media had unhelpfully termed yuppie flu, and he was shocked at the lack of treatment offered to sufferers. Simon and his colleagues studied all aspects of the condition: biochemistry, epidemiology, genetics, history, immunology, psychiatry, psychology, sociology, and virology, as well as demonstrating the term yuppie flu was a misnomer. It was actually more common in lower social classes. They developed a specific intervention for chronic fatigue syndrome that adapted cognitive behavior therapy and found that it delivered some good results. Further research led to setting up of one of the first NHS services devoted to patients with chronic fatigue syndrome, a service which still continues to lead the way in treatment. Many health professionals agree that Simon has done more for the sufferers of chronic fatigue syndrome than anyone else, not just in the UK, but around the world. He switched focus in the mid-1990s after seeing reports of soldiers who had returned from the 1991 Gulf War with symptoms similar to those of his chronic fatigue syndrome patients. When the Ministry of Defence turned down his request to undertake research, Simon persuaded the Pentagon to support him. The resulting 5-year-long study of 12,000 UK veterans of the conflicts in Kuwait and Bosnia showed that the Gulf War veterans had twice as many symptoms as those who went to Bosnia. While much is still unknown about the causes of these symptoms, since the Second Iraq War, many chemicals and vaccines have been ruled out. The research did get Gulf War illness recognized as a real condition and helped sufferers to receive their war pensions. It has also identified social and psychological factors that can impact upon physical symptoms. This research was the beginning of a long engagement with the armed forces. Simon established the Gulf War Syndrome Research Unit, which later became the King Centre for Military Health Research, and is now the main source of information on the health and well-being of the UK Armed Forces, past and present. He has also been civilian consultant advisor in psychiatry to the British Army since 2001, and in 2013 received a knighthood for services to military healthcare and psychological medicine. In 2014, Simon was elected President of the Royal College of Psychiatrists, and last year became the first psychiatrist to be elected President of the Royal Society of Medicine. He also used his position to draw attention to the large disparity between those receiving treatment for physical conditions and those with mental health problems, and to argue for better resources for mental health treatment. Towards the end of last year, the Prime Minister also chose Simon to conduct a review of the Mental Health Act. Huge numbers of people around the world have been helped by Simon's work. Many of these individuals largely forgotten by mainstream medicine and whose cases at one time would have been deemed helpless. He has given hope to people in despair and sought out answers while others thought the situation was impossible. On a more trivial note, he also once gave me a job, so I ought to owe him a personal thank you as well. Chancellor, it's my honour to present Professor Sir Simon Wesley for the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
It is my honour to admit you to Doctor of Science honoris causa. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
I now invite our honorary graduate to address the congregation.
Well, thank you very much. We don't regret giving you a job, Clive. It's just a shame you then moved here, really, isn't it? What a shame. Now, unfortunately, John has already made the joke I was going to make about floppy hats, so that goes. And I also noticed that he was speaking without notes. That shows how you get to become head of the MRC, folks. But I've got to use some notes. So Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, fellow graduates and graduates, ladies and gentlemen, It is an amazing feeling for all of you here, not just those in the first graduating class of Exeter Medical School, but all the other degrees that have been awarded today. And John has already said that he remembers the same thrill 40 years ago. Now, I'm very, very different to John because I remember it 39 years ago. You might not think that 1 year matters, but believe me, it certainly does. And I do remember the ceremony, but I also remember the way that my heart sank when someone like me, as I am now, got up to address the young me, in other words, you. Someone who'd been probably not unsuccessful and was moving towards the end of a career that you are just starting now. But try as I cannot remember who that person was, let alone what he said. And it would have been a he, I'm afraid, in those days. I'm pretty sure it was something probably a little bit smug, because in this situation, when someone like Professor Ballard says a lot of very nice things about you, some of them even true, it's very difficult not to sound just a teeny bit smug. And I'm pretty sure that whatever that person was, or who they were, they would have given advice. I certainly can't remember, but I'm pretty sure was fairly useless. It would have been along the lines of when we give advice in these situations, people so often say things like, you have to be in the right place at the right time. Now just think about that for a moment. That's completely useless advice, isn't it? How can you possibly follow that kind of advice? Because how would you know? You won't know, and it doesn't help at all. So I know that whatever advice I might give you, A, will be fairly useless to you, and B, fortunately, you will have forgotten it by the morning. And so that by the time you've left this hall, celebrated soberly, I trust, with your families, and then when you've got rid of them, less soberly with all your friends, whatever I say will have been forgotten. So I'll pass on the only 3 things that I think I've learned that will actually never cease to be true and will be very useful. So first of all, from my friends in the armed forces, don't ever invade Russia. Very good advice. Don't go forgetting that. Second, never use social media when you're intoxicated. Big mistake. And third, if you are intoxicated, that is, never accept a police caution. That will come back to haunt you as the years go by. I can feel. That's very good advice, by the way. You should remember it. Now, I can feel that some of the people behind me are saying, what was that all about then? You should give advice. You're supposed to do things like that. But the truth is, it is very difficult to do so. It's very difficult for us in our situation to know what's going to happen to you in your situation. Now, take my own discipline within the medical family. This is psychiatry, mental health, or medicine for grown-ups, as we like to call it. And it is indeed, as Clive said, finally getting the attention it deserves, and even a little bit of the funding, if nothing like enough. That's for you, Sir John, I just put that in. But I know that it will change beyond recognition in the coming decades. I know that because of the amazing work going on here and many other places into the natural sciences, into the neurosciences. Congratulations to all of you, Elizabeth and all your gang who did a neurosciences integrated degree, and indeed all of you today, a huge number actually, of all you doing imaging. I remind you, the only interesting thing to image is the brain, the rest is very, very boring. So stick with that. But I don't know, and nor do you, what exactly it is that will change the way the next generation of people in my position in psychiatry. I know it will, but I don't know how. Just as 100 years ago, when John and I received our degrees, that the neurologists at the time were realizing that the new understanding of the nervous impulse was going to change their discipline, but they also had only the vaguest idea how or when that would happen, but they knew it would. So that's the dangers then of giving advice in this situation. By the way, I did notice, I don't know if anyone else noticed, but of all the hundreds of degrees you gave today, only one of them was for someone doing ethics. That was Sophie. So, Sophie, you're going to do very well, but you should look out. The rest of us should be very careful about everyone else. Now, but there is one thing I can and will confidently predict, which is this. That's something that won't change and will remain as relevant to you in the coming decades as it has been to me and John and many others in the previous decades. That extraordinary moment for those of you who go into any of the healing, helping professions, whatever they may be, when someone starts to tell you something that they've never ever shared with anyone else until now. That moment of trust, of intimacy, the unique privilege of the profession, be it medicine or any of the allied professions that you have followed. And that's the moment when you realize that you really have indeed made it. You've become the graduate that this university really wants you to be. And sooner or later, you'll also have another epiphany that won't change at all, I'm quite certain about that, or insight, which will be about the people in this hall who will shape your career and your future. Not me, not Sir John, not Sir Stephen, not Professor Ballard. No, utterly incredible though they all are. Not the distinguished people behind me, not those who've guided you to the degrees that you so nobly earn today. It's the people sitting directly in front of you, behind you, on either side now, your friends and colleagues. Whatever you do, whether you go into medicine or any of the other disciplines, professions, jobs and careers that you're going to follow, it will always be, in the words of Anthony Powell novels that my mother made me read when I was young, the dance to the music of time. It's a dance in which the people around you will appear, disappear, and reappear over the years. One of them actually just reappeared in my life just now, someone I hadn't seen for 30 years. And they will, in the decades to come, some of them will have headline parts in your lives, others more supporting roles, I suppose, as they might say at the BAFTA Awards. It's they who will cheer you when you are up and support you when you are down. And when one or more of you stand here on this stage in 39 years' time, as will happen, and it's your turn to start to talk to those who are starting that dance all over again, you will know the truth, that it was never a question of being in the right place at the right time. It was all due to the support, attention, affection, and even love of those alongside you this afternoon. So I want to thank your university for the honor that they've given me today, and Sir John. I want to congratulate you on your success, confident that you won't remember, let alone follow any of the advice that I've given you, and quite right too. And finally, I hope, however, that you do all enjoy the dance as much as I have. Thank you very much.
Some of our graduates can't be here today, illness, travel, employment, so I take this opportunity to award them their degrees in absentia and ask you to join me in congratulating them.
Well, if nothing else, I'll certainly try and remember not to invade Russia, because that does feel like very, very good advice to remember. I now call upon two of our recent graduates, Carrioza Devlin and Saren Dupont, to lead the graduates in the declaration of a new doctor. Those who wish to join in the declaration should now stand.
Since writing this declaration, we have reflected on how we will be working as members of healthcare teams, and we would like to invite our new colleagues in medical imaging to join us in this declaration, substituting your own profession as radiographers, where we have naively said doctor or medicine. In addition, we would like to ask those of our teachers and families and friends who are doctors, radiographers, nurses, and all healthcare professionals here today to join us in this, reaffirming your commitment through this declaration of healthcare professionals. Would those of you making the declaration please stand? As a new doctor and a member of the healthcare professions, I solemnly pledge that I will do my best to serve humanity, caring for the sick, promoting good health, and alleviating pain and suffering. I will care for all patients equally and not allow prejudice to influence my practice. I will respect the autonomy and dignity of my patients and will uphold their confidentiality. I will acknowledge my patients' physical, psychological, and social needs and assist them to make informed decisions that reflect their own values and beliefs. I will respect, support, and give gratitude to my teachers, colleagues, and all those who sustain the NHS. I will reflect on my practice and recognise my limits. I will seek to increase my understanding and skills and promote the advancement of medicine as both a teacher and a learner. I will work towards a fairer distribution of health resources and oppose policies in breach of human rights. I will look after my own physical, mental, and emotional well-being in my personal and professional life. I shall never intentionally cause overall harm to my patients and will have the utmost respect for human life. I will practice medicine with integrity, humility, honesty, and compassion. I recognise that the practice of medicine is a privilege with which comes considerable responsibility, and I will not abuse my position. I make this declaration sincerely, freely, and upon my honour.
I now call upon Shraddha Chowdhury of the Students' Guild to give the student vote of thanks.
Hello, Exeter graduates. It's a pleasure to address you as graduates for the first time. Today we celebrate all of your perseverance and all those all-nighters in the library, those breakdowns during dissertations, and at that time in the month where the budget just wasn't enough. All of you present here today are a testament to how university shapes you, empowers you, and lights within you the light of ambition. But as you look to what's ahead of you, pause and reflect on your time here. From the moment you arrived during Freshers' Week, joining your first society, attending your first lecture, making tens and hundreds of friends, to now submitting your final pieces of work, probably going into placements, and doing all your friends and family ever so proud. Some of you have overcome great obstacles to get to this point, and for that, you should be all the more commended. I hope you've had a chance to build your own community here at Exeter and have got stories to tell for years to come. As you leave this bubble of university and go out into the world, carry the Exeter values with you. Be ambitious, be rigorous, be exceptional, but most importantly, inclusive. We are a community of people from different places with different experiences and different passions, yet we are all Exeter. Exeter introduced us to numerous opportunities, whether it is through guild societies, volunteering, sport, an ever-growing list of events, or the highest student-to-tree ratio. I hope your time in Exeter has enabled you to be a strong, independent leader, ready to take on any challenge the world has to give. To borrow some words from Steve Jobs, your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown your inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. You are individuals with insurmountable talents. You are critical thinkers and problem solvers of tomorrow. If you don't remember anything that's been said today, remember this: there is no such thing as failure. If you learn from defeat, you have not really lost. Cherish all the great experiences you've had at Exeter, the friends and relationships that you've developed, the volunteering and fundraising you've done, and continue to seek inspiration that empowers you to drive change in this world and shape the world around you. You have degrees from Exeter, a global institution, and probably the best university in the world.
Thank you, Shraddha, for those words, and also for the work which the Student Guild does. We're very fortunate to have a vibrant and responsible Students' Guild here at the heart of the university. Many of our students come here for their first time away from home, some their first time away from their home country. They're in a different environment, and the Students' Guild provides many recreational and other activities, cultural and sporting, but also support. and guidance and advice. And many of our students need that advice and support as they confront the challenges that lie ahead as they work towards their degree. We've already congratulated the graduates and the supporters. 3 other groups I'd like to briefly thank. First of all, the community of Exeter. We are at the heart of Exeter. We are quite a large university by comparison with our host town. We are always aware of our civic responsibilities and the warm welcome that the people of Exeter give to us as part of their community, and we seek to give back in an equal and fair-handed way. Secondly, I'd like to thank our professional staff. We are a small town. We're 25,000 people during term time, many of them obviously young. That brings lots of challenges in just making sure that the place works. And the people who do that are not necessarily clear to the eye. We're more aware of them when we think things aren't working than appreciative of the things which they do when they are working. So I'd like us to bear those people in mind. And finally, I'd like to thank the serried ranks of academics sitting on the stage. These are the people who helped get the graduates here. And I must say, I've presided over several of these ceremonies. I don't think I've ever seen a happier group of graduates coming across the stage. And many of them nod appreciatively to somebody on the stage who's clearly been particularly helpful or mouth a thank you. 1 or 2 of them, I suspect, are looking at the professors and saying, "You never thought I'd get here." Well, I am here. But it's truly wonderful. We have a first-rate faculty at the University of Exeter. We have achieved the very difficult balance of research and teaching. We have not bent too much in favor of one or the other. We believe that research educates and informs teaching, and it's wonderful that we're one of the country's top research universities and also granted a gold rating for the quality of our teaching. So thank you very much to Exeter, to our professional staff, and to our academic colleagues. Now, most of you will now guess, or think you can guess, what I'm going to do. You'll say, this is the bit when he says, be good, be kind, be curious, make a positive contribution to society. Well, it's all been said already. So I'm just going to say it in very, very short term. You have achieved a tremendous amount. Keep that forward momentum going. Keep improving. Improve yourself by drawing upon the values and experience that you've acquired in so many contexts, including here at university. Develop a purpose for the next stage of your life, a focus of what you're going to do. Hopefully that will support, assist, and enrich your personal lives, your relationships, your spiritual awareness, your careers. You've already evidenced here in Exeter an awareness of the community. Exeter has one of the highest proportions of student volunteering of any university in the UK. And I think that's something we should be very proud of. Keep doing that. And as Sir Christopher said, keep making a good contribution. And as Sir John said, make sure that in your medical and other work that you remain connected with research. And remain connected, please, with the University of Exeter. So Steve has already talked about the alumni. I find when I travel, I meet Exeter graduates. It's an open door to relationships and to contacts, which hopefully can be of value to you in the future. And come back to Exeter. Come back to meet those who taught you. And come back also to refresh your learning. Because whilst we've taught you the best that is available at the moment in the disciplines that you've studied. The fact is, in almost every area, we're leaping forward in our understanding and the perspectives that we bring to our analysis of a myriad range of issues. So stay in contact with the academic world, stay in contact with Exeter, because that's what we want you to do. It's been thrilling to have you all here. It's been a wonderful ceremony. Thank you so very much. I declare the congregation closed.
Morning. Just in case there's any issues.
Oh, 2:30. Oh, lion.